Sometimes the best stories in golf aren't found on tour. You'll find them at the back of the range. And here's your host, Ben Adelberg.
And once again, welcome to the Back of the Range Golf Podcast. I am your host, Ben Adelberg. Another special episode. This is episode 162. So, how was your day? Did you just kind of have the normal 9-to-5 job, work? Maybe you took the day off, maybe went to the beach or something. Well, I think John Augenstein's day was a little bit better than all of ours. He played his Tuesday practice round with Tiger Woods and Justin Thomas. So I had a couple minutes to catch up with him this evening just to recap some of his thoughts on the practice round and on Winged Foot in general. Very insightful information. So this is my conversation with John Augenstein, the 2019 U.S. Amateur finalist competing at the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. So I see, so they give me access to the practice rounds, and Tiger Woods had his name by himself on a time this morning, and I think he has the same thing tomorrow, and it just would stay alone, Tiger Woods, no one there. You end up playing with him, and I believe Ryan Palmer and Justin Thomas. So this is alpha level shit here. Did you just write your name next to Tiger Woods? How did this whole thing happen?
No, well, first of all, Ryan Palmer didn't play with us.
Okay.
But no, I'm good buddies with Justin, and we've played a number of times, especially recently. He's come to Nashville, and so, he's always helped me and a lot of stuff, bounce a lot of questions off him, and so we were planning to play a practice round or two this week, and then he just texted me. I think it was, Wednesday or Thursday of last week. It's probably about a week ago.
Okay.
And just said, "Hey, I figured you wouldn't mind, but we're gonna join Tiger." And I was like, "Oh, that's fine." Right.
Yes, fine, dude. Whatever you need. It's your special day. It's fine.
All right. So Justin kind of set it up. I'm very thankful for it. It just kind of shows the kind of guy he is, though. He's just
sure.
Looking out for me and trying to help me in any way possible. And so I just, obviously really appreciate that. But it was awesome. He kind of orchestrated it, though, I'd say.
That's a pretty cool day. Wow. I mean, just were you able to get the work in that you needed? Because you can't just be a spectator and watching Justin and Tiger play. You're actually going to be in the tournament. You need to kind of get your work done. So were you able to concentrate at least some of the time getting your work done and not just, watching the GOAT?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we were, I talked primarily to Justin because of the comfort level of
sure.
just knowing. And between shots, kind of cutting up a little bit and hanging out and everything's fine, loose. But then, when we're hitting our shots and picking numbers, picking lines off tees, all of that, we're all very, focused, locked in on that. I think the most of the work is done around the greens. So once we get up there, we're all kind of hitting shots from the same place. That was one of the, you're always trying to pick up on little things,
sure.
Justin, of course, or Tiger being the greatest of all time and Justin being, number 1-2 player in the world, you want to pick up on what the best guys are doing. And so, I was, of course, a little anxious on the first hole and you playing with a guy like Tiger, you're excited about him, especially first time at the U.S. Open. So, I was a little nervous on the first hole. I actually hit a pretty good shot. It came up just a touch short in the front rough, but I was pretty pleased with it at the time.
Hell yeah.
So, but after that, I was fine. I felt perfectly normal and fine, especially, introduce yourself to Tiger, talk to him a little bit and get going. And then, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. We're both trying to prepare for the U.S. Open. And so, it was good to watch, I think is what I was kind of going on. It was good to watch where those guys were hitting shots from. Because, most of the shots they were hitting around the green were ones that I was hitting in the practice rounds and preparing for. But there were a couple that I wasn't, and kind of seeing them do that and then going and hit hitting that shot as well was kind of helpful just to see, if that pin's there and I hit it here, just kind of seeing that shot again and not being surprised, because you never want to hit a shot in a practice round that you don't think you're going to have. You don't, if you hit it over the back of the green on 18, like you're just going to make like a 12. So, whatever, like don't hit that shot. But,
right.
So it was good though to see a few little different ones that they were doing. And I mean, the thing that I just noticed the most that, I've always kind of done a decent job of, but it's clear it's super important, is when every shot that was hit, Tiger was just, tracking that ball till it stopped. I mean,
right.
You want to know exactly where it landed, exactly how it got to where it did. You see good shots that are landing on the right edge of the fairway or something. Where did they end up exactly? Where it was, because most of us, when we hit our tee shot, if we think it's a go, we're picking a tee up and we're moving on. But he even on his good ones, he's like watching exactly where it's hitting, where it's landing, where it's going, all that. And so that was one of the cooler, or the more kind of interesting things I picked up on watching them.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is that it must be nice where you have that buffer, so to speak, with it's not just you and Tiger, or even forget about Tiger, you and Phil, you and any sort of a veteran that you've seen for a long time. You have someone that like Justin Thomas, who's kind of that buffer where, this is a younger guy, obviously a few years ahead of you in where you want to be in a couple of years, obviously when you join the professional ranks. So that must have been a nice little comfort level. Does the fact that there's no spectators and that there's fewer people make it? I mean, I'm trying to go back I'm thinking about when, you playing in the finals at the U.S. Amateur. And that's probably one of the biggest crowds you played in front of. And now it seems that there's so few people out there. Everything is right out in the middle of the open. Is it a different feel for you as a competitor?
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer for the fans to be
right.
here. I've had a lot of people like, "Oh, that's nice that there's no fans. It's probably going to like make it easier for the amateurs that don't play in many fans." Like, I don't know if that's the case for the other guys, but for me, I want the whole tournament to watch.
Right.
I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. You get momentum from the crowd. You can, when a good shot's good. I mean, it's just all of it's. I like it. I mean, I think it's just part of the game that I really look forward to at the next level. I think that's you're performing and that's fun. I think that probably playing with Justin and Tiger was a lot different for me today than it would have been a year ago or next year or whatever.
Right.
Just because I had a lot of texts, guys saying, buddies texting me like, "How was it? How was it?" And I'm like, it was amazing. Like, it was great. It's clearly awesome. I mean, Tiger is the greatest of all time. I mean, it was amazing. But at the same time, like, I felt very, very comfortable. I mean, the entire round, essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything. I texted him. I know one of my buddies, I was like, it actually was like, not as exciting as I thought it would be. Like I was like, it was great. I would rather play with him every day than anybody else. But
right,
it's just you definitely don't get the same effect when there isn't 10,000 people out there following your group.
Well, and I think also the casual golf fan is thinking that maybe they have this idea that you're going to go play golf with Tiger and he's going to say, "Hey, let me tell you the story about when I won the Masters last year."
Right.
That's not happening. Like, he's going to be
Right.
very cordial and maybe ask you a couple questions about school and what your plans are and where you stand. But this is a work trip. He's not taking me out on a field trip anywhere, like trying to, this is work.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's, I understand. I kind of I understand that kind of little mentality of, and I do the same thing, when I'm playing a practice round with some guys in an amateur tournament, like, I'm not helping them. I don't want to help them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm not wishing them bad luck. I'm not wishing them to play bad necessarily, but it is still, I'm competing against you in 2 days, and you're doing your work, I'm doing my work, and we can be buddies when it's over.
Sure.
But so we didn't really, there wasn't ever really a time where I was asking for advice necessarily. It was all just kind of, just loose and normal kind of talk. It wasn't, with Justin, I can ask him a few things because I obviously feel more comfortable when he knows me, and
sure,
maybe talk about a few little shots. But other than that, it was, everybody was kind of on their own island of what they were doing.
Yeah. I'll let you get out of here and get your rest because you got another big day tomorrow. Then we start on Thursday. But what, a lot of the talk is the rough and the speed of the greens. Was there any maybe moment out there today that kind of encapsulates the holy shit, this rough is ridiculous, or oh my gosh, this green is so fast, where like it's kind of stops you in your tracks and you're like, okay, I heard everyone talking about it and I've seen it, but okay, now I really get it. This hit home pretty quick.
I personally don't think the greens. I think the greens are exactly where they need to be. They're very quick. They're very fast. But they're exactly what I thought they would be. You know, we all play fast greens. Yeah. A 12 stemp is a 12 stemp everywhere. It's the same. Yeah. And so the speeds haven't surprised me at all. You are seeing them get a little firmer each day because I played Sunday and they were soft. I mean, you're spinning wedges back.
Oh, wow.
Definitely not what you thought was going to be the case. And then, I didn't play yesterday. I just did some practice and then played 9 today, and they're firmer today, and they're going to be firmer tomorrow and firmer Thursday, and, and so on. And so, how that's going to, kind of transition throughout the week, of course, and it rightfully should. But, I think, yeah, I mean, you got some lies out here where, that's the hard part is you can hit it in the rough and you have a horrible lie. And, your plan is like, I think I can punch this thing up, 40 yards short of the green. But in the back of your mind, you don't really know if you can or not. You might be able to get it on the green and you might hit it 5 yards.
Right.
And so
if you catch a heater and you go over the green, well, like you said, that 12 comes into play and you're just like,
yeah. And so, I think, I clearly when you have a good lie, you have a good lie and you can be a little more aggressive. But I've definitely had some lies where, I look at my caddy, I'm like, I think I can get this to the front edge or something. And then it comes out and it goes up 50 yards short. And then a couple where I'm like, this isn't coming out. And then I hit it 20 yards short of the green. And so it's really just doing your absolute best at guessing how you think the ball is going to come out and being very, accepting of what it's going to do. The most important thing once you're in the rough is where can I make a par from?
Yeah.
And if by chance, if on number 12 you got the 630-yard par 5 into the wind, then you might be saying, where can I make bogey from? And so, but
I'd be asking do we need to play all the holes? Is that a rule, or like do we have to do all of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, it's I don't live in the world of the golf courses are impossible. It's a challenging golf course, but somebody's going to play well. And so if you do what you need to do and you strategize around the place, hit some good shots, commit to all your shots and lines, then I think you'll be just fine.
Well, you had a nice day today getting to play a round of golf with Tiger Woods. You got a round tomorrow, a practice round. Looks like you got Webb Simpson and Jimmy Walker, and then a fellow Walker Cup teammate in Cole Hammer. Now, Cole Hammer has a picture with Michael O'Keefe, Danny Noonan from Caddyshack. He's already gotten that. Yeah. He's got that checked off the list. You got to get that done too, right? I mean, you play with Tiger, and then you got to meet Danny Noonan. I mean, that's really the two things that you really need to get done this week, right?
Yeah, they were hitting balls next to me on the range, but I think my dad's more
he's
trying to get a picture maybe than me. But No, obviously I love Caddyshack. It's a great movie, but yeah, it'll be fun playing with Webb and Jimmy tomorrow. Fortunately, know both of those guys too, and so that'll be a very fun, relaxed round. My caddy, his best friend is Webb. They grew up together in Raleigh,
Perfect.
And then Jimmy works with the same coach I work with, and he um, he came into Nashville a few weeks ago, and we got some holes in, and so I've luckily been able to kind of be around both these guys, and I'll be very comfortable. And of course, Cole, I know very well. So it'll be a very fun round tomorrow. And I think if there's one guy in the field that might tell me a lot of information, it will be Webb, just because he's, couldn't be a nicer guy and is so helpful and has, helped me in a few things already. So he's great, and Jimmy's awesome too. So it'll be a lot of fun.
You will have a great you'll have a great day tomorrow, and if possible, try and get Paul Tesori out of his shell. See if you can get him to talk a little bit. Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Good. Jeez, that guy. Don't get him started. Well.
Oh, he's Kane. Well, my caddy William Kane. They're boys. So,
God.
We already rolled up on him at the clubhouse today, and Paul got loud and yelling and fun, and they were having a ball. So those guys are awesome, and I'm excited about it. And playing with,
go ahead,
yeah.
sorry. Good.
I was just gonna say I got Jimmy in the first 2 rounds too, so that's an awesome pairing.
That's perfect. Well, it's nice that your caddy and Tesori are going to be able to carve out some time for you so you can get some work done tomorrow. That's really sweet.
I know.
It's nice for them to let you join.
I know. I don't know if my caddy is going to be walking with me or with Paul and Webb. But we might just meet at the green. I'm not sure.
You should just start carrying your bag until they actually pick it up and just say, "No, I'm good. You guys have a nice, have a little brunch. It's fine. I got it. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. Well, he already bailed on me for dinner tonight. He's going to eat with Paul and Webb right now.
Who are you? Are you having dinner with anyone? Do you have anyone to talk to? Do we need?
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm grabbing dinner with Matthias and a couple other people up here. So
nice, man.
It'll be good.
Well, I'm glad you took the time, and enjoy the rest of the week. I know it seems like, gosh, it feels like a lifetime ago that you earned this exemption.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but go kill it tomorrow. Have a blast, and we'll be following you on Thursday, and we'll catch up soon, man. I'm glad we had some time.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
All right, talk to you soon. And there you have it. Special thanks to John Augenstein for joining me on this special episode here at the Back of the Range. Much more content to come, lots of surprises. Make sure you're following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Every episode is available at thebackoftherange.com, and we'll see you again soon here at the Back of the Range.